Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. You're on tswails.com, and this is your weather briefing for Wednesday. And what a day we've got going out there. Christmas in July. Temperatures are going to hold in the 70s today. The humidity levels will be extremely low. The winds will be light. It all adds up to an absolutely perfect day. And the satellite reflects what I'm talking about there. You can see the absence of weather around the Midwest. We may have a few fair weather cumulus clouds pop up in spots today, but any showers would be way up there in Wisconsin and maybe northeastern Minnesota where there's a bit more instability. All things considered, some exceptional weather. And we were talking about the cool temperatures. Here's the temperature anomaly that is expected here today as far as our highs go. And you can see readings running about 10, maybe 12 degrees below what's typical. And that's going to hold those highs somewhere in the mid to upper 70s through much of the central Midwest today. Just exceptional weather to say the least. Now here's the storm track that's delivering the cool temps, and at 500 millibars you can see the trough over the Great Lakes states that's pulling down our cool air. Here's what's going to happen though in the next few days, and there's some really interesting things going on for this time of year. First and foremost, I want you to look up there in Canada where you see that little blue and green circle. That's a polar vortex up that way, and that's going to start redeveloping and becoming stronger up in Canada. It's going to pull the storm track further north back up into northern Minnesota, southern Canada. As a result of that, we're going to get a return flow of southerly winds and some warmer air back into the Midwest. So we'll enjoy that for a couple of days later on in the weekend, and then look what happens. That vortex drops right out of Canada, goes into the upper Great Lakes, and an unseasonably cool trough will develop. And this thing means business. This is going to send some extremely cool air back into the upper Midwest, and there is the possibility some areas could see some record cold temperatures. Now again, here's Sunday, and you can see we're back to about normal on the temperature, so that'll get our highs somewhere back in the mid 80s. But you'll definitely want to enjoy that if you like warm temperatures, because look what happens. Here comes the cool air starting to move southward, and this is the temperature anomalies as we get towards Monday. And you can see up there in Minnesota and the Dakotas, the cold air is on the move. And now we're going to take you to Tuesday, and the cold front has passed on by. And with that vortex spinning in the chilly air, look at the temperatures. There's going to be some places, I'd say 20 to 25 degrees below what's typical for this time of year. Now you consider normal highs are in the mid 80s. You take 20 degrees off of that, that's getting you down into the 60s in some locations. That might be just a bit of a push, but boy, temperatures I think are going to have a real tough time getting out of the low 70s. And if we get any clouds, maybe a little cooler than that. And now you're looking out 16 days, so we are getting well into July here, and we average out the temperatures. This is the anomalies, and readings all across the central U.S. way below normal for July. So I don't think the air conditioners are going to be humming too much here in the next couple of weeks. Now as that next dump of cold air comes in here, as I mentioned ahead of it, we're going to get a return flow of warmth back into the Midwest and some moisture. And there probably will be some showers and thunderstorms starting as early as Friday and perhaps continuing into Sunday. And then that whole disturbance should move on to the south as the vortex comes on through here and brings the cool air. So we'll be shutting off the moisture and things will really be drying out. But before that happens here, as you can see, there may be some spots to pick up some pretty good rains around parts of Iowa and off into northern Illinois, at least an inch and an inch and a half. But fortunately, this is going to be a very progressive type of system. It's not going to lock into one spot very long. So the excessive rains we've been seeing a lot of in the last 6 weeks do not appear to be happening with this particular system. But the cold air definitely means business, and it will really dry out the air over the upper Midwest. Here's the precipitable moisture. In other words, how much water vapor is available for rain, and you can see there's up to 2 inches in some portions of our region as we get into later on this weekend. This is Saturday, and you can see the temperatures are going to be warm and the moisture levels will be warm, and with up to 2 inches of moisture, that's why we could see those significant showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. But then as that cold front runs on by, look what happens. The dry air from Canada takes over, and all the deep moisture you'd expect to see this time of year gets pushed way down towards the Gulf of Mexico, and things will definitely be cooling out and drying out across the upper Midwest. Good golly, Miss Molly, that is a dramatic change for this time of the season. So that's your weather briefing for today. Some beautiful weather to enjoy today. Then we'll warm it up. We should get a few showers and storms for the weekend, and then it's back down with the temperatures early next week. Have yourself a terrific day. Thanks for watching here on tswails.com. And as always, roll weather.